After many weeks of waiting, the Elite rework for Tower Defense X has finally been released, and I think it's genuinely amazing. It's challenging, but still pretty casual, and the bosses and wave layouts are really good with crowd-controlled towers. I wish the revived Plague Doctor himself was more interesting, or at least got a new design, but that's besides the point. I don't really care about that. What I care about is the lore. What is the lore of this reworked mode? At first glance, there doesn't seem to be much at all going on here. But if we look into the new maps, the wave layouts, and the new enemies, there's quite a bit of information that jumps out. So without further ado, please be sure to like and subscribe, and let's jump back into the lore of TDX's Elite Mode rework. The first and most important thing to establish about this update is the time frame that it takes place in. Expert, for example, was pretty clearly established to take place after the original Expert mode, and after the Winter 2024 event. For Elite, however, it's a bit more complicated. Because we are not given a trailer, nor much wave dialogue pertaining to the lore, there's just not much to be seen at first glance. But thanks to a few things said and shown, we can come to some easy conclusions. On Wave 31, we see the event enemies, Resurrected Cryoblaster and Resurrected Cryo Ranger, appear alongside the hordes of undead towers. Considering that these enemies were first created for the Winter 2024 event, as well as the existence of energy resistance in this mode, it would stand to reason that the Elite rework takes place after last year's Christmas event, but probably before the Expert rework. While on the subject of enemies though, let's take a look at the ones that we see so far. Elite mode has given us the most abstract and broad pool of enemies thus far seen in a core game mode. We have everything from ancient undead to rock monsters powered by Calamity power straps, to medieval themed robots, to revived versions of old towers and enemies. It just goes to show that Dr. Xenon has a wide range of troops within her army, each with different roles and strengths. The mage enemy, for example, wields an artificial wand with what appears to be a Calamity crystal at the end. This is what it uses to shoot magic attacks at our towers, as well as raise the dead. But we'll come back to this detail in a bit. Let's touch on the King and Queen, what I would consider to be the highlight bosses of the mode itself. Both bosses are outfitted in golden armor and wield golden weapons. Considering their golden appearance, as well as their energy weapons possessing the red lightning motif as the golden towers, and the fact that golden towers all share this knightly appearance, it would stand to reason that the King and Queen are created using the same materials as the golden towers. But why? Well, I think it has something to do with the Calamity energy itself. See, in the lore, we know of two things that are able to straight up revive the dead on a large scale. The Void, who initiated the zombie apocalypse in the first place, and the Calamity, who can revive the dead and twist them in their own ways. We see time and time again evidence of the Calamity energy's control over life and death itself, from the Awakened event to Dr. Mallory's whole existence as a demon, to even things in this update. The mages? They can revive the dead using this artificial Calamity staff. The Pestilence enemy does the same thing, only this time with the GDA's troops. Let's now look back to the two maps that were introduced in this update, which both conveniently have Calamity rocks and even a frozen Calamity scout appear in them. Something very interesting about these rocks is that we see hands and ghastly faces wrap around the rocks. We saw this same effect take place in the Awakened event last year. It's almost as if the Calamity rocks warp the materials around them, bringing inanimate things or dead things to life. It would certainly explain why Dr. Xenon and even the GDA use these crystals so often, and why the Awakened and Calamity would want to keep them for themselves. So what does this mean for the King and Queen? Well, I believe that Dr. Xenon has appointed them to lead the entire undead wing of her army. Their seemingly fleshy bodies, filled with scars, combined with their golden Calamity enhancements, and their position as royalty all scream this to me. The Plague Doctors may spread the plague, but they need a King and Queen to actually command them. This means that we have discovered yet another wing of Dr. Xenon's army. We have the Eradicators, the Predators, the Plague Division, the Undead, the Robots, and finally, the Seasonal Robots. Who knows what we'll face next, but I for one am extremely excited to see what comes next. And that's all I really got for this video. The Elite rework was on a pretty smaller scale than I was expecting, but that's okay. I didn't really see the need to draw this out too much, so that's really all I got. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe once again, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye. Hi, Editor Null here. Guess what happens when you make a whole video without completely finishing your background footage? You find things. So yeah, I'm going to talk about something that I found real quick. On the Cathedral map, while I was getting footage, there's a huge temple in the background, as you probably know, and upon further inspection, this temple is actually ridiculously important. You see, there's actually some Latin written on the front, as well as some Calamity sigils on the temple itself. The Latin is this, and it translates to, well, let me look. It was like, and like, the goddess like exists without time. I kind of forgot what it said, but I'm going to put the words up on the screen. This is very big. I think with all of this Calamity stuff, and also I was examining one of the promotional posters of this event, not event update, and there's another Calamity thing in the render. So with all of these things, I feel like not only is the Calamity very important to the zombification process of all of these enemies, but it is also where I think we're building to yet another endless style Calamity event coming soon. Whether that be in the next Tower Battles event or for Nightmare Mode itself, I feel like we're going to definitely get more Calamity stuff soon with just how much Calamity stuff was packed into this update. So yeah,